Tzu Chi's charity mission in Indonesia helps repair homes of impoverished residents in North Jakarta. And in Japan, Tzu Chi volunteers deliver Jing Si Aphorism booklets to hotels in Iwate Prefecture. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. As it is currently monsoon season in Malaysia, a powerful storm which struck Malacca earlier this week flooded several low-lying areas of Alor Gaya. To help restore normality as quickly as possible, Tzu Chi volunteers from the Malacca chapter deliver consolation cash to the 27 families who were affected by the recent storm. Residents of Alor Gaya district find themselves helpless following a powerful storm which struck the area earlier this week. 27 homes located in the lower-lying areas were flooded.
The water rose too quickly for us to do anything. We didn't take anything. We just ran for our lives.
This is the first time Tzu Chi has come to our village. The aid you provided definitely helps to lessen our residents' burden. We are honored to have you here, and I thank you for your assistance.
Kamarudin, whose mother passed away on the day of the flooding, found solace and comfort in the presence of Tzu Chi volunteers.
These two incidents have really hit me hard, but Tzu Chi volunteers' arrival has brought me and my family much comfort. I want to thank you for everything you have done for us.
The highest water ever reached was here, but this time it was this high.
Santhir told the volunteers that she had lost all her belongings during the flood. Despite her own losses, however, she still thought about helping others.
I enjoy helping people. If we donate money to help others, I believe God will also help us when we are in need, so I'm happy to contribute.
Bringing consolation cash and their blessings, volunteers hope that these residents may soon recover from the disaster and get their lives back on track. Tzu Chi first signed an MOU with Malaysia Airlines in 2007 to strengthen the collaboration between the two organizations. Having witnessed the work accomplished by Tzu Chi volunteers, AirAsia, the biggest low-cost airline in Asia, has also decided to sign an MOU with the NGO.
The CEO of AirAsia and representatives from the company have arrived at the Jing Si Hall in Kuala Lumpur to sign an MOU with the Tzu Chi Foundation, which has demonstrated itself in terms of humanitarian relief.
Well, I think they have demonstrated that they've done very well in terms of humanitarian relief and also disaster relief. And I think this is something that's good for any airlines to work with. And for AirAsia, we're proud to be associated or to work with a foundation like Tzu Chi to assist us in any relief that we're doing.
This is the second MOU Tzu Chi has signed with an airline company after Malaysia Airlines.
AirAsia has found Tzu Chi volunteers to be dependable and trustworthy. In a way, it's a new responsibility placed on us. We must train and ready ourselves so that we may be of assistance when we are needed.
By signing the MOU, the two sides have agreed to work with one another and assist each other in time of need. When Tzu Chi volunteers are needed, they will make sure they are ready to provide professional care and support, just like they have always been doing in the past.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Indonesia have been caring for residents of Wilayah Pademangan in North Jakarta following a devastating flood 10 years ago. The foundation recently partnered up with an engineering firm from Singapore to restore dilapidated homes of some of the residents. Tzu Chi's friendship with residents of Wilayah Pademangan in North Jakarta was formed in the aftermath of a flood 10 years ago. Now the organization is furthering its assistance by repairing the homes of several impoverished residents.
This poverty alleviation project is aimed to help the poor. We don't want them living in buildings that have been deemed unsafe or uninhabitable.
An engineering firm from Singapore is working with the Tzu Chi Foundation to repair 15 houses in the area.
We carry out various corporate social responsibility projects each year. And this year, we got in touch with the Tzu Chi Foundation. We know that Tzu Chi is an international charity organization that has comprehensive experience in humanitarian relief. I feel very confident about this collaboration and see it being a long-term partnership.
The female staff first smoothed out the walls with sandpaper before painting them, while the men were entrusted to assist with heavy lifting and knocking down of walls.
I'm tired, but I feel happy. Although we didn't do much, at least we got to contribute what we could. These residents live in such harsh conditions.
They are really kind-hearted people. They didn't turn us down even though we have different religious and ethnic backgrounds. I know they live fairly comfortable lives, yet they still humble themselves to help us.
These homes, which were once on the verge of collapse, have been transformed into safe havens, which will shelter residents against the elements of nature in the years to come. An Indonesian girl named Susi and her sister had to stop attending school because their family could not afford it. Then Tzu Chi volunteers came and helped her and her sister fulfill their dreams, and that made the girl's family very grateful.
In Indonesia, every child has to receive 12 years of compulsory education. But to Susi, it would have been just a dream without Tzu Chi's help.
Because my family was poor, so I had to stop schooling and went to work. When I saw other people in their high school uniform, I was very upset. Luckily, one of my dad's friends was a Tzu Chi volunteer. When we asked him, he said Tzu Chi could help me go to school. I'm thankful to Tzu Chi's help.
Susi eventually finished her senior vocational education. Her sister also receives aid from Tzu Chi.
I want to thank the Tzu Chi Foundation for the great help we received. We'll keep it in mind. If anyone needs help in the future, we will help them even though we can't give much. The kid's father also said we must share our love with other people.
The two sisters have become spiritually enriched because Tzu Chi has planted seeds of goodness in them.
Can you imagine selling beverages at a Taiwan night market but barely being able to see? However, Zhang Fengling from Kaohsiung does just that without much fuss. Let's find out from the man himself how he overcomes such obstacles. Looking at how fast Zhang Fengling separates the beverages into cups, it's hard to believe that he could only see about 20 centimeters in front of him.
When I pour the drink in, I will measure it by the way it feels in my hand, purely through touch.
When he was in kindergarten, Zhang's parents realized he didn't respond to rolling marbles. Only then did they realize his eyes were bad. Though Zhang's sight worsened as he aged, the man in his 50s has managed to support himself and his family.
I work about 12 hours or more each day. I don't sleep much.
Using an electric scooter, Zhang pulls his drink stand to his rented spot and is ready to sell his beverages.
Customers will have to speak their orders to me for me to know that someone is there. When I hand the drinks to them, I will listen carefully to where they place their money. There are many inconveniences in my life, but I think of ways to overcome them.
Zhang Fengling lives by the motto, if there are difficulties, face them. If there are problems, solve them. Despite his visual impairment, Zhang has found ways to get past the hurdles in his life. In the end, Zhang hopes his life story will inspire others like him to live their life to the fullest. In Japan, besides hosting 4 year-end blessing ceremonies in the northeastern region of the country, Tzu Chi volunteers from Tokyo also took some time to deliver booklets of Jing Si Aphorisms to hotels in Iwate Prefecture. Removing volumes of Jing Si Aphorisms from the trunk of the car, Tzu Chi volunteers and Mr. Yamazaki arrived at a hotel in Iwate Prefecture's Otsuchi. The president of the hotel explains that the hotels along the Iwate coastline have only been back in business for 2 years, as the 3/11 earthquake and tsunami destroyed much of the beaches and all of the hotels in its wake.
I knew that the Tzu Chi Foundation have offered Iwate Prefecture much financial assistance in the aftermath of the big disaster, so I'm more than happy to play Jing Si Aphorisms in my hotel.
The chain reaction that started it all was actually Mr. Yamazaki, who had read a volume when he was in Taiwan last year. Upon his return to Japan, he contacted the Japan Tzu Chi chapter and spoke of his willingness to help promote these inspirational phrases.
Everyone gets stuck at times, especially after the 3/11 earthquake. Reading Jing Si Aphorisms can prove enlightening. Honestly, death is imminent for all of us. But before we get there, if there are good words in our hearts, then we won't worry as much.
Easing pain and suffering through understanding Jing Si Aphorisms, now each room in the hotel has a copy of Tzu Chi's uplifting and enlightening good words. It is certainly getting very cold here in Taiwan, so let's go to Nuan of Keelung for some heartwarming stories from the local Tzu Chi recycling station. Zhang Yuying, Lian Caixia, Ke Yuanyang, and Zhang Yun all volunteer here and have become like sisters after working together for more than a decade. Though they are now old and each of them has their own health problem, they remain dedicated to Tzu Chi's recycling mission. My name is Zhang Yuying. I am 88 years old. People usually call me Sister Feng. I used to live in Badu and would go volunteer at Tzu Chi's recycling station every day. But now I live with my daughter, and her place is in Sanjia. So now I go recycle on Mondays and Thursdays. Rain or shine, I will show up for sure. I have been recycling for at least 20 years.
It is her spiritual pillar. We don't have problem with her volunteering for Tzu Chi, as being a volunteer is our common goal.
Taking the first train to Keelung, this is how Zhang commutes with train. To save about $2.50 US in taxi fare, Zhang always walked to the Nuan Tzu Chi recycling station from the Badu train station. Over the years, she has been hit by motor vehicles 3 times while recycling.
Once I was out on duty and got struck accidentally by a scooter, which broke my leg. My doctor said that I needed 3 months of rest. But after 20 days, I went to recycle using crutches. The more I did, the quicker I recovered. In about a month, I didn't have to use the crutches anymore. Brother Young said the month that I wasn't there, we made about $1,000 US less. I nearly cried because of this. I am Zhang Yuying and she is Lian Caixia. She is my best friend. She is always smiling and so down to earth. If I get mad at her for starting without me, I'd always yell at her. But in less than 3 minutes, she would make up with me.
After my husband passed on, I came here to recycle. My husband has been gone for 20 years. My doctor told me my legs are no good anymore due to osteoporosis and that I should stop recycling.
She is Yuan Yang. She is always the last to arrive. She's the slowest among us, but also the most diligent. She works slowly because she has that disease. Parkinson's? I can't say it well, but honestly, otherwise, she is just as good as any of us. When I see her in trouble, I will go help her out since everyone here calls me the big sister.
My hands won't slow me down. The more I do, the healthier I get.
This is Ah Yun. She has also been coming for more than a decade. She has bad knees, so we give her something easy to do. In Banqiao, New Taipei City, there is a husband and wife pair who is doing more than their own share of environmental conservation. Their dedication has moved many store owners in their community who now save recyclables for the pair to pick up. It's 2 in the morning. The streets in Banqiao are quiet and calm, and people are looking to turn in. But this is when 69-year-old Xu Chaoqing heads out with his hand truck.
Most of the time, the recyclables are mixed in with the garbage, so we need to head out at 2 a.m. to sort through them. We go through bags, picking out the recyclables.
Having volunteered with Tzu Chi for 13 years, Xu Chaoqing and his wife, Lianshu Zhen, are passionate recycling volunteers. They begin the recycling work before the crack of dawn, rain or shine.
From morning until night, we pick up about 15 or 16 bags. We separate the plastic from the paper products here and do the more detailed sorting at the recycling station.
I'm sorting here so I don't have to do it again at the recycling station. Paper and trash are often mixed together.
Having done this for the past decade or so, the Xus have made a name for themselves. In the shops around the old Banqiao train station area, store owners will even save recyclables, especially for them to pick up.
Around this time, people are closing up, so they will bring out the garbage and the recyclables. I can't bear to see the recyclables and the trash being mixed together and thrown away.
Although Lianshu Zhen has gone through knee and cataract surgeries, her love for the planet means she will persevere with her efforts to protect the environment. Sofian Sukmana from Indonesia first arrived at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital in 2004 to treat his fibrous dysplasia, which is a rare genetic bone disorder that causes fibrous tissue to develop over normal bone, leading to deformity. Since then, Sofian has returned to the hospital 4 more times to undergo further treatment regarding his condition, with the most recent trip being this August. Now that his treatment is completed, Sofian will soon return to Indonesia with his mother. Suffering fibrous dysplasia, Sofian Sukmana from Indonesia checked into the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital once more in August due to an infection. Now discharged, he went to the Jing Si abode to thank Master Zhen Yan personally.
I'm especially grateful to Master Zhen Yan for always caring about me, and also my family as well. I can truly feel the Master's love for me.
Some 4 months ago, Sofian and his mother came back to Hualien due to an infection around his wound on his scalp. Doctors decided to perform debridement surgery to stop the infection.
He still has some tumors left inside his head, which are causing the infection. When they do act up inside him, and if left untreated, they will lead to symptoms such as headaches.
The artificial skull formerly implanted in Sofian is exhibiting rejection, which has caused deformity on his scalp. The medical team decided to do a flap surgery by extracting the skin from his calf. Unfortunately, due to poor blood circulation, the surgery had to be performed twice.
There's an opening on his scalp, and the bone around the area is damaged as well. So we thought we would treat it by extracting a portion of bone and skin from his calf, which hasn't been used before, to cover up the wound on the scalp.
Now Sofian's condition has stabilized. He happily shares his happiness with everyone through singing. Soon, he and his mother will be reunited with their loved ones in Indonesia. As the new year approaches, Tzu Chi offices all across Taiwan are getting ready to host their own blessing ceremonies. Both the Neihu Grounds and the Taipei Eastern District Liaison Office have come up with a rather interesting way to help their members learn the importance of cherishing their own blessings and the environment.
For the upcoming year-end blessing ceremony, the Tzu Chi Taipei Eastern District Liaison Office is setting up a 3D exhibition.
It just so happened that a Trans-Asia Airways plane crashed in Nangang earlier this year, so we have recreated the rescue effort for people to experience what it was like. All the photos of rescuers are life-size. This will help our members learn more about us.
The life-size portraits of rescuers are brought to life as volunteers pin blankets made from PET bottles on them, just like they did back during the rescue effort. Over at the Neihu Grounds, volunteers are preparing for the opening of their blessing ceremony.
It's not that difficult if you put your heart to it, which is what I do with each practice. If others practice 10 times, I will practice 20 times.
The key point is that the volunteers must pay attention to their conduct and exhibit tenderness. Also, there must be an understanding between them. The goal is to let our members know and feel that Tzu Chi's compassion will be here.
A 3D exhibition to allow people to experience Typhoon Saudolor and clean-up efforts in Wulai has also been set up.
An infrared sensor will trigger the exhibition. First, people will experience the wind of the typhoon. There will also be the sound of the wind and rain, plus a video of the disaster.
Tzu Chi offices across Taiwan are doing their best to come up with a special year-end blessing ceremony, just so people will be inspired to cherish their own blessings and create more blessings.
To help the students at Yunlin's Dongmen Junior High continue their studies without interruption while their old school buildings are under construction, the Tzu Chi Foundation provided the school with 20 prefab classrooms. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us.